Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Right now, I'm in the middle of reading a book called Operation Paperclip, which is a detailed account about how the US government secretly imported over 1,000 former Nazi scientists in the aftermath of World War II. It's a fascinating read, and I highly recommend it. I also recommend watching Sergio Oliva Jr. in action when you can, because it might not hurt to get a detailed account of what he's doing either. Now that he's back up and running again after the weird injury he had a few weeks ago, Sergio seems like he's picking up right where he left off. Even though he hasn't competed since last March, the Sergio we're seeing in these videos looks like he's getting close to being in mid-season form. So once the schedule starts to open up, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him try to jump into an early show and get his feet wet. If you haven't seen the movie Chef, there's a really cool scene in there where Jon Favreau talks about cooking being more about the imagination and creativity than it is the ingredients and the recipes. And in some ways, I think the same is true in bodybuilding. Take Keone Pearson as a prime example. There are some people who would argue that Keone already has the prime ingredients to be a title contender in the 212 division, despite the fact that we still haven't seen how he stacks up when he's shoulder to shoulder with some of the other elite athletes in the division. That being said, he's already been a top 4 finalist in classic physique, so it's not like he has to do a whole lot of tweaking to his recipe. And if he sprinkles in a little bit of creativity and imagination between now and the end of the season, there's no telling what might roll out for the main course. I know we're a little late on this, but on February 12th, people all over the world celebrated Lunar New Year, which means we are now officially in the Year of the Ox. And there's no way we could usher in the Year of the Ox without naturally segueing into an Evan Centopani update. A few weeks ago, Evan went on the record to talk pretty open about what he plans heading into the 2021 season, which basically seems like it boils down to a wait-and-see approach for those of you who haven't seen his YouTube video. At the moment, it looks like Evan's plan is to lock things in from a diet and training standpoint and then reassess what's happening with the schedule down the road to see if he can find a potential landing spot. At this point in his career, competing is more about the love of the sport than it is for titles or accolades. But then again, who knows? This is the Year of the Ox. If there was ever a time for him to make one last push for the Olympia, it seems like this would be it. Back in the 80s, when the Celtics were in their heyday, a game reporter once asked Larry Bird how their team managed to keep their edge after winning the championship the previous season. And to this day, I still think his response is one of the best quotes of all time. He said, "Don't let winning make you soft, and don't let losing make you quit." And for some reason, that line popped into my head yesterday when I saw a clip of Jason Lowe training chest. According to my sources, Jason is somewhere in the neighborhood of 255 right now, and at the moment it looks like he's a late April or early May start date for his contest prep. Jason's been a put your head down and work kind of guy from the minute he stepped onto the scene. So as long as he doesn't lose that 80s Celtic mentality, career win number 2 might not be that far off into the future. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.